folks. What I've got here is a geba or geba 5-pin lock. I've been finding these in mainly shutter control boxes to obviously make the shutter go up and down on the exterior buildings. This particular one was on the inside of a shop that I did a forfeiture on earlier this week, and luckily for me the lock had a key, and I've always struggled to open these. Not always, some of them open on a pick gun and a lot of them will not budge, and basically I have to end up drilling them for speed of access and getting into the building so we can change the locks anyway. But if you look, we've got the key for this one. You can see it's got some pretty interesting bitting on there, and there's also security pins in this lock. And for a lock, 5-pin lock that sits in a roller shutter, it offers an awful lot of pick resistance. So hopefully, I'm just going to pop a city rake in here, just give it a wiggle, and it's immediately dropped into a full set, which is no doubt one of the spools. We're just going to work our way through this. It's a tricky lock to pick. I find it a tricky lock to pick. So going to pin 2, pin 3. Pin 3 appears to be a spool pin. I'm getting a little bit of counter rotation on there. I think that's set. Okay, so I think all of the pins at the front of the lock are set, but I don't know if you noticed on the key there's a very low lift pin on position 4, and then 5 looks like it's quite a deep pin, and to reach that in the warding on this particular lock I have to use this pick, and this is the pick that I actually use for opening Yales with that really difficult to reach pin 6, normally in the same configuration. If I just pop this in, it won't go in. I have to pop it in on sideways and twist it and then pull it back so that it meets up with that pin 5, and then it's a case of just literally lifting and pulling the pin back and trying not to overset that pin 4, push down on that pin 4 in any way. So it's really, there we go. I think that's probably just set that pin at the back there. We haven't got them open, so something else is holding on here, but I'm pretty certain pin 5 is set now. Let's see if we can get the pick out. As you can see, it's very trapped up in this warding. There we go, out it comes. And then we'll go back and have a little play on these front pins. Pin 1 set, pin 2, and pin 3. There we go. I think it's pin 3 is the one that's holding us up here. Let's just pop that down. There we go. That's just set. Pin 2, pin 3. You can hear lots of setting going on inside this lock. There we go, there's another one. Okay, let's go have a look at the back again. Bring it forward, see if we can find that pin. There we go, and we've got the lock open. Right, I'm now going to attempt to gut this for you so we can actually see what's inside. So if I'll just scroll out. Right, we're back after some gutting anarchy. Thankfully, I've managed to rescue all the contents to finish the video off. So in pin 1 is this driver pin with a score line top and bottom. Pin 2 is a spool. Pin 3, spool. Pin 4, spool. And in pin 5 is another spool. So effectively, they were all spools apart from pin 1, which I presume acts like a standard pin, but it's got that score line top and bottom. The barrel itself doesn't have anything particularly special about it, but you can see the top of it's actually flat. And then finally, the lock itself, if you look down, you can see there isn't anything particularly special down there. What's interesting about this for me now is I've just seen the key. The key has the lock make on it, geba, but on the other side it has ABUS. So obviously this is an ABUS lock, and those are a pretty impressive raft of security pins and some pretty decent bitting on the key. So for a shutter lock, that's quite something. Okay, there we go. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Was that nice? Good boy.